3D piggy bank and coin acrylic nail art tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish. Hi everyone! In today's video I'm going to be doing a piggy bank and coin nail art design. It's a tooth nail design, which is kind of fun, and one of them is a piggy bank with coins dropping into it, and one of them is just a coin, and I use chrome powder and it's really cute. I've always loved piggy banks. I've inherited some and collected them, and so I had fun making it. The other thing I'd like to mention quickly is the winner for the giveaway that I did 2 weeks ago of Pure Body Naturals, the shea butter, and the nail polish remover. The winner is Stamping Nails and More, so congratulations. I hope you can use these products, and if you could contact me within 72 hours, I would really appreciate it. And that's it. I hope you like this design, and don't forget to click subscribe to see my future videos as well. To begin, I'm going to start by creating a clear base for my piggy bank nail. So I'm just going to add a clear overlay, and I want the background to be see-through, which is why I'm doing this in clear. If you want it to be a color, you could certainly do it with that instead. And so then I'm going to be filing it with a 180 grit file just to smooth out the surface. And then buff it with a 240 grit buffer just to remove any scratches. So now I'm going to start sculpting out my piggy, and I'm going to begin with just making the shape with white. And the reason I'm doing this is because I don't have the right kind of light pink that I wanted, so I'm going to be using cover pink instead. And cover pink tends to be semi-transparent, and so I'm going to need to have a base underneath it or he's not going to show up properly. And so I'm going to be sculpting out an oval for his body, and then a little curly Q shape for his tail, and then adding his legs. So his legs are just a tiny little bead on the bottom of the oval. And then, as I mentioned, I'm going to be covering him up with a cover pink. So I'm going to start, and I want to give him sort of that nice domed round piggy shape. And so I'm going to use a couple beads and make sure that it stays within that, but then add some more cover pink over his feet and over his tail. And now I'm going to be adding my 3D details to my piggy. So I'm going to be adding another oval for his nose or snout. And then I'm also going to be sculpting out his ears. And I know since I'm doing cover pink on cover pink, it is hard to tell exactly what it is I'm doing, but it's just a triangle shape basically for his ears. And then you can see this one a little bit better. So I pulled it out into a triangle and then pressed in the center just a little bit. So now I'm going to be adding some white circles above my pig with just white acrylic, just circles going up. These are going to be for the coins that look like they're dropping in. So I'm going to start with some bigger ones, and then I'm going to make them smaller as they near the cuticle. And I'm going to make one that looks like it's kind of going behind him. I'm going to cover my circles, the white circles, with black gel paint, and then I'm going to be curing it. And my black gel paint cures without a tacky layer, so it works really well for doing the chrome powder. If you wanted to, you could paint or you could sculpt your circles with black and then use a tack-free top coat. And then I'm going to be buffing in some of the gold chrome powder and then brushing it off to remove as much of the dust as possible. Anywhere there's extra, especially over the pig, I'm going to remove it with some isopropyl alcohol on a brush. And now I'm going to be adding details to my piggy with some black paint. And this is just regular acrylic paint. I'm going to be outlining his ears to make sure they show up really well, adding the little coin slat, outlining between his legs and his tummy, giving him his eyes, outlining his snout, and giving him a smile, outlining the bottom of all the coins. And then on the two largest coins, I'm going to add a $sign. And then I'm going to paint some of his details with pink. So I'm going to add some circles in his snout, in his ears, on his tail, and on his feet, and then a little bit of pink on his tummy. And then within the pink dots on his nose, I'm also going to be adding his nostrils, finish outlining his snout, and apply a layer of gel sealer and cure it. On the coin nail, I'm going to be doing everything with cover pink. The reason I'm using cover pink is because I thought it would show up a little bit better than clear, and when I'm doing this, because I'm going to be painting over it entirely, I wanted to do it in a color that I have a lot of, and so I've got much bigger containers of clear and cover, so I decided I would do it with cover pink. And I know it's still difficult to see, but it doesn't really matter what color it is underneath at all. After I've got that down, I'm going to be filing it with a 180 grit file and then buffing it, and now I'm going to be sculpting out the shape of my president's face for the surface of the coin. And I was aiming for President Washington just because I wanted this to be a quarter, but in this circumstance, it's really kind of hard to tell what president is what because it's not going to look perfect or realistic. I was kind of going for more of a cartoon appearance, and so it, you know, but do what you can, and you can pretty much tell people it's whatever coin you want, and what are they gonna say, which is kind of my philosophy there. So I'm just going to first sculpt out the profile of his face, and then I'm going to be adding his hair back behind. And so texture is the main thing here. That's what you're really going for. You want to make sure that your texture is correct and that the shapes are right, and you do want it to be a little bit exaggerated as far as the texture goes, because after you put either your gel top coat or your gel paint on top of it, it is going to muffle some of the shapes a little bit. So you want to make sure that at this stage everything is really, really defined. And so I'm going to be defining his brow bone and his nose, adding some more acrylic for his mouth. And so this whole time, and if you wanted to do it with gel top coat instead of doing a gel paint, you could have painted, or you would sculpt him with black so that it would still have that proper chrome appearance. Once I have all that done, I'm going to be covering it with black gel paint, as I have spoke of before, and just covering it up completely. It can be a really thin layer, but you want to make sure that every nook and cranny has some on it. And then after that I'm going to flash cure that for 30 seconds, and then I'm going to be applying just a little edge design. So I'm going to take a smaller brush and more of the black gel paint, and I'm going to outline one edge and then add little dots, sort of like the edge of a coin has. It's got those ridges. That's kind of what I was going for there. Cure that again completely for 2 minutes. I'm also going to add just a couple little details, like I'm going to define his eye also with a smaller brush in the gel paint, and then I'm going to burnish in some of the silver chrome powder over the entire nail. And once again, make sure you get into all those nooks and crannies as much as possible. And then I'm going to take a fluffy brush and just brush it off. And then with black paint, just regular acrylic paint, I'm going to be defining some of the details. So I'm going to go over the edge of his face just to define that, and then over the major details of his face, so nose, eyes, mouth, hair, and just make sure that all of those lines are nice and easy to see. And then I'm also going to go over that edge that I created with the half circle around the nail and apply a layer of gel sealer and cure. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked my design. Please share any recreations with me on Facebook or Instagram. I'd really love to see them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!